Hello, my loves. It is Lala Kent. Welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast. We are here recording from my home, our home. So if you hear a lot of hustle and bustle, it is another chaotic day in the Birmingham, Kent household. Whoa. It's like a tornado in here. You're going to hear dogs, kids, but you know the drill. Before we get the episode on and poppin', we have something really fun that we are doing. Because we are in the madness of March, I thought, how fun would it be to bring in some Bravo celebrities
and make our own little bracket
So here's how it's going to work. And we're going to bump more gums on this when the bonus comes out on Monday. Easton is going to pick 8 housewives. I'm going to pick 8 housewives. Those housewives are going to face off. And the way that they are going to take it is you guys going to the Give Them Lala pod page. And you're going to, is there a link there? Is that what we decided?
So in the bio, we will put the link that you can click and it will take you to where you can vote and the bracket and just in the bio.
And what I love about this is there are going to be housewives who maybe you secretly love, but it's an unpopular opinion. And guess what? Here's where you can show them some love and not get mad hate for it, which is like the best freaking part of it all. So I'm really excited about this. I love nothing more than talking housewives. It's a love language for me. So this whole bracket system is going to be so fun. I'm excited on the bonus to tell you who our housewives are. We're going to have the sweet-lebrity 16. Iconic.
Shout out Gigi.
She was like, instead of Bravo celebrities, you should call it sweet-lebrities and only do housewives. I was like, you're speaking my language, girl.
You're listening.
You're listening.
Lisa, you're listening.
You're listening, even when I feel like you're not. So there's that. We had Ocean's birthday party over the weekend.
Themed Minions. She said she wanted a slime birthday party, Minions themed. And the way that you guys know, if you have kids, they are like farts in the wind, right? They may want Minions, but by the time the party comes, they're like, I didn't want Minions. I wanted a Wicked party. And I'm like, okay, well, no. The way that I shoved Minions down her throat for the past month, I was like, we're watching Minions. We're watching Minions. I need to keep her excited for the theme of the party that she chose.
When you had to go and she was coming home from school, you were like, hey, will you just put on the Minions for her? I was like, yeah.
I needed her to stay excited. It was absolutely spectacular. We had it at the Slumu Institute, which is where they make a lot of slime. It's all slime. There was so many slime experiences, including like the Nickelodeon type slime happening.
Yeah.
Where you stood under like a faucet that dumped slime on you. Ocean wouldn't do it, and I was fine with it. I was totally fine with it.
No, I saw kids doing it. I saw a video. One of the kids didn't even have like the jacket on.
They did it just with their clothes.
Yeah.
Horrendous.
That couldn't be me.
The kids had a blast. The parents had anxiety. One little girl ruined her sweatshirt the moment she got in there because she shoved her hands into this pot of slime and got it all over her sleeves. The mom goes, I'm billing you for the sweatshirt. I was like, that's fine. She was joking. But the kids had the most amazing time. She had an actual minion come. And that
the minion was the best thing.
Yeah.
The actual minion.
Seeing
the frightened kids, the kids who loved the minion.
And then the kids who were screaming bloody murder every time the minion made its way over.
Just looking for their mom. That was my favorite thing. There was one kid, and she was the cutest little thing. And she's sitting at the table, and the minions to her back. And you would have thought that she just kept looking back to make sure that this minion was nowhere near her. And she looks back, and she sees it making its way. And she starts to get closer to the table. And it starts getting closer, and she looks at her mom and goes, Wah! And the mom jumps out. I was dying, holding Sosa, feeding her. I'm laughing my ass off. I'm feeling terrible, but it was the best thing I've ever seen is that minion.
It was like we invited Freddy Krueger to the party for some of the kids. I actually feel bad that I didn't take that into consideration because Ocean used to be afraid of any character.
But that's why you thought it would be okay, because she was afraid. And now that she's not, you're like, nobody else is. Because everybody else was not afraid when she was.
There were just a couple kids that were like, fuck the minion. I have zero desire to have that thing next to me. We had what food did we have? I ordered way too
Panda
much.
that I didn't pick up in time.
Panda Express. I call Easton, you guys, and I said to him like, "Hey, we're headed up. We're making slime. We're headed up in like 20 minutes to eat the food." And he goes, "Perfect. I'm leaving now." And I'm like, "Oh, great. So you'll be here in like what, 10 minutes?" He goes, "I'm leaving Sherman Oaks."
The food was.
He forgot to pick up the freaking food. I told him the food has to be picked up at 11:15. It is noon. Noon, I tell you. He hasn't even left the house in Sherman Oaks. I wanted to murder you. I want to murder you now because I was already stressed. There's something about children's birthday parties that like add just another layer of stress. And so I started venting to the moms and I was like, "So what if he doesn't get here?" She goes, "Then the kids don't eat. It's fine. Whatever. There's cake." I was like, wow, okay. If you're fine with it, I'm fine with it. Like there is a possibility. Thank God we had Nick and Joe.
No,
Easton.
thank
you
God.
really dropped the ball.
Well, I did, but if you look through our text, I will say, because I thought you sent it to me. And so I looked at it and I saw the Chipotle text.
That's not my fault.
No, I know. I'm saying that was on me. So I saw the text and I thought that, okay, there it is.
From a different day.
From a different day, and it
order
was
I
like
sent
12
him.
something.
It doesn't matter. You have to
Drop
be
the
wrong
ball.
heavily. And had I not had Nick and Joe, I would have been screwed. I'm really not happy with you.
It's fine because we have Panda coming out of our ears, and I don't even care.
Way too much Panda
I wish I
Express.
didn't pick it up at this point. I have bowel issues. I can't sit down without
We've
feeling.
had it for every meal, Panda Express.
Just to let you guys know, this party was on Saturday. I've had it Saturday night, Sunday breakfast. I had noodles and chicken for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Yesterday, I felt like there was concrete in my body.
We still haven't made a dent.
No. So actually, I wish I didn't pick it up.
Well, it was a spectacular party and all the kids had so much fun. I use this party planner, Adri. She has a company called Picnic and Pedal. And I just want to put it out there, you guys. I paid for this party. I'm only mentioning her, not for any other reason. This isn't a SpawnCon sponsored shout out. She has done every single birthday party of Ocean. So that's 4 years. And has made each birthday so spectacular. If you are planning any type of party, I highly recommend Picnic and Pedal. They always kill it. The detail is insane. I just find myself, there's just so much pressure taken off by using her.
We have because she does the cookies. She does it all.
I don't have to think about a thing. I am not a creative person. So I'm like, I trust you. Send me it. I know what I like and what I don't like, but I can't start from scratch. It was so fabulous. And all of the kids had the best time. The party favors, I just did these like little Minion, not sippy cups, but water bottles.
Yeah, it's like
because I hate junky party favors.
Yeah.
Is that rude?
It's like a metal. They can refill it, put whatever they want. They can take it to school.
Yeah.
It's a usable gift.
Party favor.
You guys, I went a little buck wild at Fenty Beauty over the weekend, but I do not feel bad about it because I used Rakuten and earned cash back on my Fenty haul. Rakuten is the smartest way to save money when you shop because you earn cash back at over 3,500 stores. What are you shopping for? Fashion, beauty, electronics, maybe home essentials? What about dining and concert tickets? Yep. Download the Rakuten app and earn cash back on all of those things and more. Stores like Sephora and Bloomingdale's and even Nike pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and Rakuten then passes on a part of that payment to its members as cash back. And that cash back is deposited directly into your PayPal account. Or if you're like me and not the most tech savvy, Rakuten will send you a check. You can even maximize your savings by stacking cash back on top of other deals like store sales and coupons. So that's what I did. Fenty Beauty was already having a sale, so I got sale prices and cash back. Cha-ching. You're already shopping at your favorite stores. Why not save while you're doing it?
It's a no-brainer. Membership is free and it's really easy to sign up. I am perfect proof of that. So get the Rakuten app now and join the 17 million members who are already saving. Cashback rates change daily. See Rakuten.com for details. That's RAKUTEN. Your cashback really adds up.
Talking to Ocean after the party, and I was like, hey, we'll call him Henry. We'll just make up a name. I was like, do you want to have a play date with Henry? I really love his mom. His mom is really fun. Let's have a play date with him. So then last night, I get a text from a different kid. We'll call him Hank. Hank's mom sends me a message and is like, hey, can Hank FaceTime Ocean? He's talked about her all day. So I say to Ocean, we're in bed. I said, would you like to have a play date with Hank? And she goes, I like Hank. Do you like Hank's mom? I said, I love Hank's mom. She goes, okay, I'll have a play date with him. Like, she now knows
that
it's stuck with her.
Like the
She's
mom
like,
as well. But do you like
Because if you do, then like for sure I'll do a play date.
But if you don't, I don't need to play with them.
Right. I'm like, yes, you've figured out the rules of the game, of the play date game.
She's quick to it.
You guys have heard me talk. Oh, well, maybe you haven't. I spoke about it briefly on Amazon Live, that the custody battle is finally over after 3 years and some change. And I won't go into detail about what that looked like. It was an insanely long day. The hours upon hours, I was dead and emotionally drained once it was finished. Just because when it's been such a long road and such a long battle, and just the unknown and change freaks me out. And to say that like that chapter of my life is closed is such an incredible feeling. I know that the agreement that we came up with is going to benefit Ocean to the highest level. And that's what, it's all about, is keeping her in good spirits, her having consistency, which was my biggest thing. I don't do well with chaos. And I feel really, really grateful that it's over. Now, my eyes are still open. My ears are open. Like, mama's still mama bearing her ass off. But like my lawyer said, it'll never be fully over. But at least we have a signed agreement that is not temporary, if that makes sense.
Yes. The questions have been answered in a way.
We have a roadmap now to follow. Whereas for the past 3 years, we had some like my old lawyer was such a buffoon who like bled me dry. And thank God that I was introduced to a new family lawyer that really had
your interest,
my best interest, but most importantly, Ocean's best interest at heart, and has walked me through the family court system. He's just like a good, solid lawyer. And Tina Swithin, who you guys know, she's a narcissistic abuse specialist. She went through a 10-year custody battle over her girls, and even she loves my lawyer. So I was like, all right, this is a good man. And
no, I love your lawyer. Like, just when he's on the phone, even good days, bad days, I feel like he's always digging us out of a trench.
I think so too. So that part of my life is, somewhat come to a close. Also on that Amazon Live, it had come out that Jax, the Hot Mic with Alex Baskin, that podcast, it came out where he admitted to a 20-year cocaine addiction. And I don't do well live. Like, it kind of freaks me out because sometimes I misspeak or I use words that maybe I shouldn't have used. And I said on it, I'm extremely proud of him. And of course, that's what everyone picked up, right? Lala Kent is extremely proud of Jax Taylor. And I just, and it did throw Britney off. I got a phone call shortly after, and we got on the phone, and, she was not happy with me. And I did take myself and put myself in her shoes. I was like, if back in the day she said that about my ex, I would feel nothing but rage. And like, how could you use that word when you know what he's done to me? So I just want to like somewhat try to explain myself a bit. And this is not an excuse because very valid point. I would have had someone's head on a platter if the roles were reversed. I'm now somewhat on the other side of this experience. And I try to tell people when they're in it, this is not your forever. This too shall pass. You will be okay. To say it doesn't shape who you are, I would be lying. You come out of a situation like this a completely different person. But you do come out of it much stronger, and the bad stuff doesn't affect you as much as it did in the moment. And if I could go back and tell myself when I was in that situation one thing, I would have told myself to handle situations a little bit differently than I did. But that's, hindsight's 2020, and you can't deny emotions that you're feeling in a moment.
No, but I also do, and that's the other thing is you were an addict. You're an addict. I'm an addict. We're doing things, excuse me. And I feel like you came and said you're proud. I may not even know somebody that is going through something, and I'm taking out the person, just who they are. Anybody who is an addict, who hears another addict is finding help, I'm always going to be proud. Because I'm not looking at who that person is or what they did to even people I know around me. I'm proud of them for finding help.
Okay.
That's how I also look at it, because it is. Now he's being honest. If you're bringing that up, you've said you're an addict. That's number one.
Well, that is quite literally step one.
And yeah, step one is saying that I am an addict. And if he now just said that on a podcast, I am, outside of Jax Taylor's name, I am proud of that addict finding help.
Okay.
And that's why I believe you said it.
And yes, and I was trying to explain to Brittany, and we're all good.
Yes,
the thing that I love about my friendship with Brittany is that it is nothing but honesty, right? We have had it out with each other, but we always come back around. And at the end of our conversation, she said, "I'm sorry that I called and reacted this way. I just had to say something." And I said, "We do not have a true friendship if you cannot call me and talk about how you're feeling."
Yeah.
Even if it's explosive. I'm the most explosive.
Right? Call me and explode and talk to me about the problem. Don't call somebody else and start talking behind my back.
Right. And by the way, if you got a vent about me, like by
Vent
all
to
means,
me.
but vent behind my back.
About me though. I don't care. That's
No,
a true friend.
that is a true friend. But she should also be able to go and vent about me to someone. Everyone needs another person to, not everything is for our ears. And I stand by that. There's been so many times where I'm like, you know what? I apologize that I said that, but that wasn't meant for you to hear. So I'm like a little annoyed that like.
They told you.
Yeah.
Because me telling them made me feel really good. And I forgot everything. And now I have to relive it.
A little unproductive of them telling you, but it's fine. I've also been a rat. So my biggest thing with that was I know what Jax has done to Britney. I know firsthand. It is not my story to share. That is Britney's story to share. I blocked that man for a reason. I know that a lot of things will come out on the Valley. The trailer just dropped. The trailer looks great. I love what they did with Britney as far as she's going through the hardest time of her life, but they still showed moments of who Britney really is, of like she has fun. She's got a laugh
Britney
that is
contagious. The most fun.
And I love that they showed that because I think it's going to be a pretty heavy season. Again, I was like 400 months pregnant. So I bop in. But my biggest thing to her was like, in sobriety, and I don't think anyone who is not in the program will ever understand this. When I venture back into the Bravo world of filming a show, it is constant internal conflict because what I am learning in my program, at times, what I do in my professional life, it goes against everything I learn in my program. quite literally. And I'm like, how do I become okay with this? Because this is my job, right? This is how I pay my bills. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my kids. So I can't just give it up, right? It's a very fine line that I'm walking, and I was trying to explain this to Brittany. I'm in the rooms, okay? And we are on a very public platform where if I'm the one who goes in and says about someone like Jax, or anybody for that matter, who comes out as an addict, take away, you have to separate the person from the disease, right?
Mhm.
That's what I had to do. Although I know what Jax is capable of and how he's treated my friend. Strictly talking about him admitting his 20-year cocaine addiction, I cannot be someone in the program that says bullshit and here's a laundry list of all of the things that you've done. I then become an unsafe person in the room that I go to with my meetings. I have to say, that is incredible that you are admitting that. I wish you all the best, and I will be of service to you in this program.
And there it is. And that's the thing. You don't, once somebody can admit that they're powerless, their name, who they are, that's out the window. You are now on a new path of becoming the human that you want to be. So I am of service.
Right.
That
And-
one thing is why you dismiss the name, the person, because they just did the hardest thing ever.
Well,
And
by the
that's
way, though, in those rooms, I don't know any of those people. All I know is you're
We're
an
all-
addict because you're in this room with me. I don't know how you treated your ex-girlfriend, how you
Nope.
treated your ex-boyfriend, your wife, your children. I have no freaking clue unless you get up and share that. But even that is just such a small piece of your story, right?
Mhm.
There's always another side.
You guys have heard me talk about how important your metabolism is, and that's because it's your body's engine. It turns the food you eat into fuel to keep you going. So I found something that gives me insight to improve my metabolism. It's called Lumen. It's this little handheld metabolic device that measures your metabolism through your breath. So I breathe into the Lumen first thing in the morning to see where I'm at and to get my personalized plan for the day based on my measurements. You find all of this right in the app. Based on your breath, it'll let you know if you're burning fat or carbs, and then it'll have suggestions on how to improve your sleep, nutrition, your workouts, and even stress management. The Lumen is small, fits in your pocket or your bag. I like to carry it with me so I can check my metabolism after I eat and even before and after workouts with Jenna. So take the next step to helping improve your wellness. Go to lumen.me/Lala to get 20% off your Lumen. That is LUMEN.me/Lala for 20% off your purchase. Thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
So when I was asked about Jax in that video, you know, the Amazon Live, that's a place that I was coming from. Is I'm like, I got to shove everything that I personally know about this man and only focus on the sobriety part. And I did reach out to him over a text message. I unblocked him and I told him, like, I would take a bullet for Britney. Like, that's my girl. I will always pick her. When it comes to your sobriety, if you need anything, please reach out. He reached out yesterday asking me for some meetings. Easton helped me put a list together of meetings that, and he's spoken about going to these meetings. I'm not outing him. I've made sure of that. And I told him I'll always be here when it comes to your sobriety. But when it comes down to it, Britney is my friend. I am in full support of her. And I pray for his sobriety because he has Cruz. And it is detrimental that he stays clean.
Yeah.
So
And
that
that's-
Cruz has a dad.
Yeah. And that's, you know, those meetings are steps to become a better father and all of those things. So that's why you're being of service, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good that you are doing that, because if you were in this program and he had these questions for you and maybe you had, you know, were callous and didn't want to do it because of Britney, you may do a disservice to Britney and Cruz, and now he doesn't feel safe of anything.
Beyond that, I do a disservice to my own sobriety journey.
And that's the thing. It's what he did is very hard to do. I've done it on this podcast, and I promise you, I'm nowhere near Jax Taylor's name. So for him to go and do that, I'm hoping, is really taking what he has seriously, because you don't come out and just say that to millions of people, because he has now just put a target on his back that you really can't go and do anything secretive. People will find out.
Yeah.
And that's how I know he is taking this serious.
That is my hope. And his sobriety is a priority. Brittany is my friend, and she is my number one priority. Keeping her safe, keeping her in a good space, listening to her and letting her know that I am your teammate. Although your ex reaches out to me about certain things, he will not manipulate me. I know this song and dance. I will talk to him about sobriety.
There it is.
But Brittany, you are my fucking teammate.
Yes. When it comes to Jax, when you guys are talking, it is about the program. That's it.
Yes. I really liked the Valley trailer. I was shocked I made it into it.
I didn't see it. Is it
was
out
really
for
good.
everyone now?
Yeah. It's ready. It's ready for viewing.
So tell me, you made it?
Yeah, which was shocking. I was like, I barely was even in this.
I remember you filmed maybe 5 times?
At most. And it was very quick. Quick little things. Like,
well, yeah, you were about
400 months pregnant, the doctor said.
So it was a very quick.
Longest pregnancy the doctor's ever seen in all his lifetimes.
And his dad, right?
And his dad?
Well, you saw his grandfather first pregnant, and then he had to he retired, and then your husband, and then he was
the longest pregnancy I've ever seen. I got to punt you to my son. I'm retiring.
I'm retiring. Here's my son, and he just had a son, and you may be able to see him.
No, so the fact that I made the trailer, I was like, wow, this is weird seeing myself
pregnant.
No, I didn't see myself pregnant. It was just like I haven't been. It's weird because although I was on a show for a really long time, I've kind of sunk into like not being in that world like that. Like I've kind of been okay with it. And to see myself, I felt very exposed. I was like, oh my gosh, my anxiety is
it's coming back.
Like, yes.
Like what? You're right. I never thought of it that way. Like you saw yourself and you just thought everything that you were on TV previously doing is now going to come back.
Yeah, I was like, what?
People can now judge me again.
Right? And they're already doing that. And I'm like, nowhere to be
even on
found.
fucking TV.
Yeah. So I thought that they did a really good job. I will say that Alex Baskin said this is probably one of his most iconic, the best show
he's put together.
The best season that he's put together. Not of the Valley, in general, of all the projects.
And that makes me really excited because he's put together some iconic seasons.
Let me tell you, I didn't watch the first season.
Well, no, I don't, because you were going through your own thing and away from, like you just said, you got away from it, and now you go back and you see yourself on TV.
I will be watching season 2, and not because I'll be probably fast forwarding through my parts because I'm just not quite, or muting it because I do want to see myself.
That's why I'm very excited for it because I have obviously the little insider deets of everything going on.
Right.
But I am excited to see how it's all put together because they really did have a crazy ass season.
It was like never ending.
Oh, you weren't even a part of it, and you were getting phone calls just from people just to get it off their chest.
And I loved it. I was like so big, just being like, being an outsider to the drums is actually 5-star.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It was great. Also, I saw Tamra Judge posted something on her story. And it was, she said it was a long run. When life gives you real problems, this reality shit doesn't make sense. Peace, I'm out. So they're filming right now. And Andy Cohen was on his radio show. And he was like, I obviously, can't comment while they're still filming. But apparently on their trip, she quit the show. In this article, it's saying that she posted the selfie from the airport and that mental health is health. And I fully agree. I think when a show starts taking a mental toll on you, it is totally okay to tap out. But she's going through a lot right now. Her co-host to 2 T's, Teddy Mellencamp, has just, come out with having cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And
That
I think
enough
that-
right there for like if you're that close and have that, I could see her that being enough to tap out.
yeah, and that's her best friend. And
Yeah.
I think when you've
done it long
start
enough.
realizing real life and you start having conversations that you find to be fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. When now your best friend has cancer
Mm-hmm.
and real life gets real. That's
I'm
enough.
out.
Yeah, that's enough for me to look at like, hey, I'm taking time and I'm making sure that my best friend has somebody next to them if they need.
Yeah, and you do get angry. I always go back to the season I filmed after Dad passed away, and I was like, how are we talking about anything other than that? And it's because life is happening. But I was so angry because I'm like, the world is supposed to stop. How is everyone like? How are people laughing?
I was selfish, and like what made me feel better, and I was selfishly doing this, is I needed other people to be sad with me. They didn't need to be sad for my dad, but they needed to find and dig something that they were sad about.
Yeah, because you were miserable.
Because I was
and you
miserable,
wanted
so I
some
needed
company.
misery. Yeah.
That is a totally
It
normal
never,
thing
and
to
that
feel.
was the thing. Like you didn't need to be sad for me and my dad, but you needed to be sad with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah.
There's something that happens where it's, although, Teddy is quite literally, putting on the fight of her life. There's mourning that still happens, the unknown.
Well, there it is. And you never know with cancer, like,
what is this going to look like? How is this going to change my life? And then the people around you do go through these stages of, oh my gosh, I'm devastated. Oh my gosh, I'm so fucking angry.
yeah.
And that is clearly going to impact how you handle filming a show like Real Housewives.
Mm-hmm. And then the repercussions of people talking about how you're acting, you just don't need.
Right. Because then I know exactly what they're going to say. If she comes out of pocket this season, she's going to go back. The audience will say, well, what was your excuse for last season?
Yeah, like they'll always reach into the bag and things like that. And it's like, you know what? Last season, maybe there were things going on like this that we didn't bring out.
Or maybe I'm just a bitch who calls shit out.
Yeah.
And you may not like
Honesty
it.
hurts.
But I'm telling you, it is great television.
Well, there's a reason why she's been on it for as long as she has.
Yeah,
And
has.
and she does deserve to take a break if that is for mental reasons. And I don't think you need to have a can you hear that?
Yeah, is that your stomach?
Yeah, that's Panda Express trying to make its way out of something.
Oh, that's so gross. No,
making it twirling concrete.
I thought it was an airplane.
You guys know how much I am in love with my bed, and Ocean loves it just as much as I do. It's really hard to keep us out of it. And I think we both love it for the exact same reason. My super soft, cozy, 100% organic cotton sheets from Boll & Branch. I have the signature hemmed sheet set in white, and these sheets really do get softer every time you wash them. I would know because I am a frequent washer of the sheets, since Ocean and I do love to snack in the bed while watching Housewives. Okay, so maybe it's just me watching Housewives, and maybe it's just me doing most of the snacking, but still, these sheets are incredible. Boll & Branch has designs and colors for every bedroom style and mattress size. They also have great airy bed blankets, cloud-like duvets, and so much more. You can try Boll & Branch sheets for an entire month. Seriously, you can wash, style, and sleep in them for 30 days and feel the difference for yourself risk-free. If they don't change the way you sleep, you can send them back for a full refund. But trust me, you will not be doing that. You're going to love them just as much as I do after the first night. Now's your chance to change the way you sleep with Boll & Branch. Get 15% off plus free shipping on your first set of sheets at bollandbranch.com/Lala. That's Boll & Branch, BOLLAND, branch.com/Lala to save 15%. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
RHONY producers are looking for new ladies to come in for season 16.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. If you could pick two of them, who would you choose?
To stay?
To stay.
On the new. So is that what it's up to? Just two of them are staying?
I mean,
I think Bravo's very good at keeping a tight lid on things until it's like out and ready to go, because I don't think that they want a lot of people's opinions, you know?
Well,
And I
that's
understand that, because you're never going to have a solid one-way answer. All we know is people did not like they didn't like last season. For me, I call it season 2 with this new cast. They were over it. I did not watch literally any of it. I even tried to watch the reunions coming off of like a pretty insane finale for them. And even that was like pretty snoozy. So something's got to change. If I could keep two
Let me go
people-
first.
Okay, you go first. So that
Honestly, I would
sway
do
you.
I would do Aaron
Okay.
and then Jenna Lyons.
Really?
Jenna Lyons has to stay in my opinion.
Wow. I did not think that was the direction you were going to go.
Really?
Not at all.
I think I also Uba, but you said 2. Uba could take either of their spots. I do love her.
Okay.
But let's say Jenna Lyons and Uba. Maybe I don't think
Wow.
Aaron brings a storyline like Uba does. But Jenna Lyons is just iconic with everything she does, so I feel like she has to stay.
Okay, you want to hear mine?
Yeah.
I would either go Jessel.
Oh, I do love Jess.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need another season with all of them one more time. Let's just see what they can do. Let's give them a third.
I would do Jessel and Aaron, or I would do Uba.
Is this
and
their
Sai.
second season?
Yes, they're going
You
into their
can't-
third.
See, I feel like you got to give them one more
It's
run.
not good.
It isn't, but
It's
I don't-
very forced. And
it is. But like that's the other thing is like I don't dislike any of the like the women on it.
they're not meshing well.
No, but obviously there can be something that you can do to make that television.
No, you gotta switch it up. I
think
stand
third
firm on that.
Third time's a charm, in my opinion.
Really.
Yeah.
I thought that having Rebecca Minkoff was like, I think they thought it could be iconic, but it just wasn't. That didn't slap. Bryn, I don't think mentally can handle it right now. I think she needs to take a break and soul search.
Yeah, I love obviously Bryn on my television.
You know
but I
what?
think she's in that boat of she needs to find her, and I don't think she was built for reality TV.
You know what? Then let's get rid of 2 people. I think Rebecca Minkoff. I don't think she was main. I can't remember. Let's give her the boot and Bryn. And I think
is there one more? Because Bryn, I think, is not even a pick. I think she needs to be off for mental reasons to find her to do things.
Okay.
2 others.
I could do without Jenna Lyons.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's totally iconic,
But boring.
but doesn't
Bring
reality
anything.
TV is such a specific type of iconic that you have to be.
And see, you know more than me. I just
know?
enjoyed watching her. But maybe I see. But I'm like the boring.
Like, I didn't find her to be someone that I was like looking forward to her scenes. I think Sai, Uba, Jessel, and Aaron steer the ship, and then you work around that cast.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about Neo for a second. Did you read this?
Neo, excuse me, Neo the singer?
Yeah. And I'm so sick of love songs.
Preach.
So sad and slow. You know who I'm talking about?
Yes.
Icon. Kind of a dick, though.
Did he do something that I'm not going to
no.
like him for?
His ex came forward talking about how he's a narcissist. This was a few years ago, and like really difficult.
Sometimes I
to
feel
deal
like a
with.
lot of people just throw that word around.
It's not true.
I'm not saying you.
I am the wrong audience member. Okay, it is an epidemic. They are everywhere, and people. You want to know why it's
They are everywhere.
And you want to
Just
know why
walking
it's being
around these
thrown
streets,
around?
goddammit.
You want to know why it's being thrown around now?
Because everyone is
Because
one.
people are finally learning that narcissism doesn't equal big ego.
He's
It
got a
doesn't
big
mean someone
ego.
who loves themselves. It is such a specific, and once you see one, you cannot unsee it. You're like, oh my God, they're everywhere. No, truly. I love
Am
that
I
people-
one?
Not in the slightest.
I don't know who I am.
People say that I'm one.
Maybe I'll try to be one.
Please don't. That's not even funny.
I don't even know how to be one.
Neo has introduced the world to his 4 girlfriends, the polyamorous relationship. He says, say something nice or move on. I'm okay with this. How do you feel about it? I could never be in a relationship like that because
No, I'm selfish.
I like
I'm possessive.
really?
Mine and only mine.
I don't find you. I've seen you with girlfriends and you're not possessive in the least.
I'm not gonna say like I'm actually possessive, but like if I'm dating you, you're not dating anyone else, and neither am I.
I think that's yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
But someone who has a hard time staying faithful to one person, I think it is 100% okay to be like, you know what? I find it to be a struggle to commit to just one.
Yeah, but do you think
I
he's
could
stopping
commit to
at 4?
Well, guess what? I think now that it's out there, he could have a conversation with all 4 of them and be like, are you cool with bringing in someone else to the mix?
Yeah. Sounds like a lot of visits to the old STD doctor.
No, I don't think so. And here's why I say that. I think once you can be out there as being your truest self and you're honest, that opens a line of communication. And with communication, I believe comes safety, security, hearts don't get hurt. You know, like they are all aware that this is how they've all signed up for this type of life now with him.
Yeah, good on him. Couldn't
And
be
it sounds
me,
kind of
but-
fun because if it's like, Neo really wants a blowy tonight and you can talk to the rest of the girls and you're like, I'm tired. And like Susie's had a little too much to drink. But
Neo, blow yourself.
But Savannah's down for the cause. So you like punt the heavy lifting off to Savannah for the night.
But what if he doesn't want Savannah? What if it's Jenny's night?
No.
She's not down for the blowy.
That's why you have 4.
Yeah, but Neo, is Neo going to go tonight? And
You're
is there a
complicating
schedule?
Things. Now it's becoming complicated. And now I'm thinking maybe it's a really bad idea.
See?
He says, since the world is so intrigued, I guess I should introduce my lovers properly. Ladies and gents, I present my pyramid. Oh my God.
Oh God, my pyramid.
Here they are. In quite literally a triangle, pyramid looking thing. Sitting next to each other.
Looks like they could all do better.
It
But-
kind of looks fun.
It does
The ladies
look fun.
are Ariel Hill, Brianna Williams, Christina, and Monet. I think that's how you say it. They all look beautiful. They're all eating lobster, having the best time ever, just getting laid left and right. It looks exhausting, to be quite honest. I'd be happy if Neo left. I'd be like, oh, this is my type of.
That's I'm thinking Neo in that boat is like, oh, that's a lot of conversations.
They're all very
I'd be
beautiful.
very tired.
Oh, it looks like they have fun. You guys look it up. I'm on page 6. You guys have probably seen it already. I live under a rock, but I don't know. 1 R&B artist, 4 bad bitches. That's what it is. Real Housewives of Atlanta return on Sunday night. Are you excited for it?
I don't
Portia
even know who's
Williams
on
is
it.
back. Drew Sidora is going to be back as well. And then it looks like Kenya may make a brief appearance, but she left the show after that whole thing where she put photos up of like one of her cast members giving a blowjob. It was like revenge porn and kind of backfired. She did do the Tamron Hall show and was very remorseful. I know that Kenya is an acquired taste. I think that she's made decisions that not everyone loves. She has always been so friendly to me and kind. I like her. Cynthia Bailey is on as a friend of.
Okay.
Yep.
It'll be a good season.
And then Shamia Morton, she's been on for so long, but she upgraded. They threw her a peach.
Oh, she's got the peach.
She got
now.
the peach. She's going to be turning around like this with maybe a hair whip.
Oh, do you think they do it with 2 hands?
Yeah, and I bet she's going to have a leg out.
She better have 2.
Yeah. Wait, really?
I don't know.
How does that work? The Bravo fan favorite Phaedra Parks is slated to return to the Real Housewives later in the season. Thank God. When she went on to Married to Medicine, I was like, okay, great for Married to Medicine. That's a great show. It didn't seem like the right fit.
Couldn't tell ya.
She is an Atlanta housewife through and through. I love Phaedra. If you guys remember, I had kind of said that like I heard she was like kind of a nightmare. We all hear things, right? When I met her at BravoCon a couple years ago, she could not have been kinder, more gracious. She was so friendly. I'm like, you know what? This just goes to show that you cannot have one off day
No.
because people remember. And that's a sad thing that you have to be on at all times, friendly, smiling, because there are times where it's like, I don't freaking want to be on today. I'm pissed. I woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me.
Act like I'm not a human
And
today.
someone probably took that one moment and spread these lies about Phaedra Parks. I like her, and I love the fact that her tell is the eye twitch. She ain't getting away with
Traitors.
shit on Atlanta anymore after Traitors. Think about it.
Oh no.
Now, anytime someone calls her out on Atlanta because of Wes,
on Traders called out the eye twitch.
said your eye twitches. And then it was like, they're going to know. They're going to be like, this bullshit, Phaedra, your eye is twitching. You know?
No, it ain't. That's what it is not.
She's like, it's my fake eyelash.
I just got some mascara in my eye.
Did you watch?
She's got to start doing both of them.
I think it would be hard. There's just something about like a tell that you cannot get rid of. Doesn't matter how hard you try. Otherwise, we would all conquer our tells and we'd all just be out in these streets narcissistic liars.
Right.
The Devil in the Family, the fallout of Ruby Frankie. It is crazy, you guys. She's the influencer that was like a mom vlogger and she started out very normal. This new docuseries, finally, the husband is interviewed, the oldest daughter, and the oldest son. And
100 or 1,000, it's
over 1,000 hours.
over 1,000 hours of unreleased footage.
Yeah, like the archives. And she's like talking about pens. She's like, the scheduling. Then she stops. Why can I hear you?
I was just about to say that to the dogs.
It was wild. I'm like, this is where you take the opportunity
To be
as a
the
mom of
mom.
6 to be like, if you hear the noise in the back.
This is the little time I have to get this situated, and then we're off to church. Instead, that's the thing. I loved how, why am I here? In the dad, we're getting ready for church.
Because it's 12:35.
Yeah.
That's why there's noise. It was the most insane culty. Let me tell you guys something, and I've talked about this before. There are parts of the Mormon church that I look at and I go, those are amazing values. If you can just pluck those values out and implement them into your life, you are going to be in great shape. They interview a guy and he talks about Happy Valley. Now, when I lived there, I was aware of Happy Valley. However, I was told allegedly, it was called Happy Valley because a majority of the residents were addicted to
Happy drugs.
antidepressants.
Yes. And that's why I'm pretty sure. That's
Literally why I was told. They call it Happy Valley because they're all on happy drugs.
happy.
Allegedly.
Yeah, no, Utah just if you Wikipedia Utah, it just will put addiction. Pill addiction.
There's a high level of pill popping happening. The amount of pressure that the Mormon church puts on men and women is so unhealthy and destructive. I cannot get behind that church to save my fucking life.
Just the view of perfection.
That part. And you know what? There are some people that may conquer it and say, this is my religion and I practice it to the best of my ability, but I'm only human. For those people, that is amazing. I think that's great. I've always been transparent that organized religion freaks me out. And I sometimes will go to the Utah airport. I haven't been back in a while, but when I've been and there's missionaries coming or going, I cannot help but feel deep, deep sorrow.
Oh, when I would fly to LA, like when I lived in Utah and I'd come out to see you guys.
Yeah.
there would always be like missionaries going out and going to LA to go to wherever they were going. And every time I would look at them, I would just like lose life because I felt so bad.
And you know what? They may like really
may
be
love
into
it.
it and love it. And for that, I've just seen more times than not.
I've been closer
that-
to the people who hate it more than closer to the people who love it.
Yeah. And this is just like another, I mean, there's a whole reality show, the Mormon Wives show, where it's like
Secret Lives of
people
Mormon
are
Wives.
addicted to that show because it
It's a
is
cult.
wild.
It's a culty feel that nobody, unless you go to Utah and you live in it, you can't
Explain
it. And it is the weirdest feeling. But when you leave it and then you're the outsider looking in on it, you are
very
like,
intriguing.
This is fucking weird.
Yeah. So this Ruby Frankie, though, was like a very normal mom at first.
Yeah. Like
And then she got addicted to the paycheck.
she got addicted to the fame.
And the fame. It was the one thing that she wanted to
Because she didn't get addicted to the paycheck. Even the dad said that. She never cared about money.
She wanted the validation.
She wanted the validation and the fame.
He was saying that the one thing she always wanted to be was a great mom, but she was never praised for it. And the moment she posted her first video that went viral, she, for the first time, was validated for her job as a mom.
Yeah.
And she was like a really cute mom. However, there's a scene of her showing those pens, Easton. And even if I didn't know she was insane and like the devil reincarnated, I would be terrified of her.
Oh, like if you didn't know who she was and you were like, hey, just watch this like 10 seconds of this video.
I'd be the pens, and she does it like 4 different ways. Then she holds them like this. It's so scary.
I know.
She's so
I'd be
scary.
looking at it like, is she doing magic? Gonna make one disappear or something? Who is this woman?
Favorite part of the entire documentary. The cops roll up on the house, banging on the door, and Jody Hildebrandt's in there. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh, the line.
She goes, I'm on the phone with my lawyer. That's great. Get out of the house.
Oh, my favorite
Don't
thing
you
is,
need a warrant? Not in this situation. We
yeah,
don't.
not at this moment, or not at this time. We do not.
The husband is asked by a producer, do you still love her? And he says, yes, I still love her.
No, that's
He's still brainwashed.
yeah, because how you could look at your children and then
Have love for someone that did that to them?
yeah, like my hatred for that human would go to lengths of how can I hurt her in prison?
Yeah. You and me both.
Yeah, like I would look at my kids every day and just only that thought would hit, and just I would have demonic thoughts of
Same.
what this woman did to these kids. She needs to feel, because prison isn't enough.
And I don't think that 30 years was enough.
No,
you're
prison
rotting
isn't
in here
enough.
for like
No,
until the end of your days.
I want her outside in hot sand with black clothes, no socks, and I want
so
her.
the same, like an eye for an eye type mentality.
Yes, and I want you handcuffed to weights.
Oh wow.
Yes, I like. That's how I feel. I would love if
You know, that's
what
a
you did-
controversial topic.
it is, and I really do like it. What you do is how you get done. So if you do that and you get caught, you get done that certain way, and I guarantee a lot of crime would stop and a lot of things, because if you get caught for doing that, I have to do this.
Yeah.
No.
Well, hey, I mean, I hate to say it. I agree with you. I mean, there is nothing more innocent than children and animals. The documentaries that I've seen, and like the 2020 version, also very good. But when they're interviewing the kids and the husband, by the way, the husband got hot.
Yeah,
He looks
got
good bald with a beard.
a gray beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just needs to hate that woman.
Right.
Then he'd be
Lost
great.
all hotness when he was like,
I still love her.
I just want my family back. Bro, where are you watching what we're watching?
You got kicked out of your family, buddy.
And then your wife turned into the devil. However, the oldest daughter did say, I don't believe that Jody turned her into this person. I believe she had abuse in her all along.
They were kind of getting like abused in a way before she even met her.
Mm-hmm.
He was getting expelled from school because he didn't want to listen to adults because his mom was so terrible.
Well, yeah, because
That's
she was
what they
making him do all of these things that he
Took away
didn't want
his
to
bed
do.
for 7 months.
Well,
that's abuse.
That's why she got canceled.
Well, that's
And
where
lost
she
her
had
mind.
to find, and that was without Jody. So this was in her before Jody.
Of course.
So, and that was the other thing that I loved that she said when she was crying, like locked up with like chains, and she was saying like how she felt bad. She was like, I've heard too many like crocodile tears from her to believe anything.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That
And they
woman.
both didn't. I liked how she goes, and I didn't even want to look at her, so I just stared at the judge the whole time.
I couldn't look at her either.
How could you?
I don't think you could. I mean, she's truly the devil.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine doing that to my children. Well, no one could, obviously.
No. Looking at them and thinking that the devil was in them. It's like,
No, I
but
wanna
who
lie
do you think you are that you would have spawned it? Right?
Yeah.
Look in the mirror.
This world is so crazy. Let's leave on a lighter note. Let's talk about our brackets. I'm like, now
Deal.
I'm sitting
Deal.
here, my heart's pumping, my blood's boiling. I'm like, so where exactly is she located right now? What prison is that?
How can we? Who do I know?
Fuel the jet.
Drop the burning bags of shit on her like
No,
traitors
no.
in the circle over the helicopter. No.
Put her in. Yeah, for real.
And she's just walking the yard, just drop
All
hot
right,
bags
let's
of
not
shit.
talk about all we're gonna do to this woman. I really don't need the repercussions of me looking insane.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Did I get all three? I'm getting really good at that.